Whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for years, I've got something for everybody in today's video. It's my 9 steps to level up your promo game. And it's next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. If you are passionate about pro wrestling and you're never done learning all about it, then you've landed in the exact right place, my friend. Go ahead and join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe right now. Or if you're in a position to help support the work of Till We Make It, come join us over on Patreon. You'll find a link down below in the descriptus with details of all the bonuses, perks, and exclusive content you can unlock over there when you support Till We Make It. And I need your help because it's my personal goal to reach 100 patrons this year. In order to keep this a weekly channel, I do need your support. So take a look, support Till We Make It if you can. We would love to have you as part of our community. And thanks. Today's video is going to be neatly broken up into 3 equal chunks. So I've got some for beginners, some for intermediate players, and some for veterans. It's going to be 3, 3, and 3. And even as I was saying that out loud, I just thought of something else. So you know what? It's going to be 4, 3, and 3. The total's actually going to be 10 today. Enrique, change the thumbnail. Up first, my tips for beginners. So let's start with the basics. You need to say your name 3 times in every promo. And if you're getting up toward 5 times, it's a bit of overkill. 3 is always the magic number in professional wrestling. Don't avoid saying it at the top of your promo with things like, hey, it's your boy. No, you need to say your name. And then, at the end, avoid saying something like, you will remember the name, and then insert your name there. It's a cliche. You want to avoid those cliches while organically building in ways to say your own name 3 times, especially if it's long and complicated. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Alexander Leicester Brinklebottom III. And second for you beginners out there is the Rock Rule. And the Rock Rule says this: the only professional wrestler who gets to refer to themselves in the 3rd person is The Rock Dwayne Johnson. Nobody else gets to do this until The Rock is dead and buried. And I wish you no ill will. Good luck with that XFL thing, Dwayne. But you cannot refer to yourself in the 3rd person. You are immediately invoking The Rock in people's imaginations. And you don't want to automatically put yourself up against one of the strongest promo guys of all time. Up third, if you've got merch with your name on it, wear it in the promo. You want to do as much branding, even in very short promos, as humanly possible. When you're just starting out, so much of the battle is just getting people to remember who you are. Get them to remember your name. And that extra suggestion by wearing your own merch will do a lot of the work for you. There's a reason why this worked so well for this guy. And for this guy. And heaven forbid, it might even sell you a t-shirt. My last tip for you beginners out there is this. Remember that your body language must reflect the message of your promo. We have 3 theatrical tools to use as pro wrestlers: our voice, our facial expressions, and our body language. And it's this last one which often gets neglected in promos, especially when you are just starting out. But you need to pay as much attention to that as what you are saying so that it creates a congruent message. So think about what your body language is saying while you are speaking. If you're learning something from today's video, please take 1 second right now, give me a tap of your finger, and leave a like-a-palooza down below. Thank you for doing that. Now it is time for us to level up to intermediate. So if you've already been doing this for a while, if those beginner steps are in the rearview mirror for you, let's talk about leveling up your game from here. And remember that your best draft is rarely, if ever, your first draft. Now, every once and again, might you capture something that's both brilliant and spontaneous? Totally possible, but it's rare. Most of the time, your best draft will require iterative work. You will do more than 1 iteration of the promo. And it is easy in this day and age, when we all have cameras in our phones, in our pockets right now, it's probably what you're watching this video on, to capture early drafts and perfect it. Your first draft is rarely, if ever, your best draft. For me, it's usually draft 3 or 4 is the sweet spot. Don't be afraid to put in a little extra work. refining what you've created so you deliver the very best promo possible. If you want to draw people in as you are speaking, remember this: you need to shift gears in terms of your tempo before you reach the halfway point in your promos. And that might mean when you shift tempos that you're going to start speaking a whole lot quicker than you were before, or it might mean that you're going to downshift and start speaking more slowly. But this will make people pay attention to what you are doing. However, heed this warning. More than 3 gear shifts in terms of tempo in any one promo will seem exhausting to your viewer. This next one is one I struggled with even a decade deep into my career, in part because I never heard it explained in a way that I really fully understood it, and it never really resonated with me. So I'm going to do my best in this breakdown for you. Maybe I can get you over that hump. It took me years to get over, okay? You always want to be building up tension and value, never taking them away. So how do we take away tension? By saying things like this: I know your ringside manager is going to be out there and they're probably going to try to interfere, and I don't care. It won't change things one bit. No, you took tension away. The manager being out there to potentially interfere adds tension to the mix. Don't remove that tension by negating it in your promo, and always add value. Never take it away. When you diminish your opponent by saying, they're a chump, they're a loser, I'm going to beat them, it's so easy because you're a trash wrestler, etc., etc., you're just taking the value away. Instead, you've got to find ways to add value that sound authentic to your character. Okay, beginner level, done. Intermediate level, done. Let's talk some veteran tips. You've got to arrive at an emotional gear shift in every promo, and you got to get there organically. It's got to feel true and natural to your character. It cannot seem like you put on a personality shift at the last moment to try and get a little extra juice out of your promo. You know what I mean by that? So if you're going to get angry at the end, the audience has to watch that anger, that frustration, all of that building and building naturally so that by the time you get to that point, it seems earned. Or if you're one of those sinister heels that likes to do a supervillain cackle at the end of your promos, well, something's got to build up to the point that you would laugh like that. Everything needs to seem super amusing to you, including the idea that you might beat me this Saturday inside the steel cage. Do you really think that you can do that? You must be out of your mind, because you know I'm going to be the one that defeats you. And make it seem like it's true to the character. This next one is something that is sorely lacking in a lot of modern promos, so listen carefully. To ease the onboarding of fans who are new to you, new to the angle, new to the promotion, you need to tell a complete story. Invite them into the complete adventure and catch them up to speed. So that means eschewing phrasing like, everybody saw what you did to me last month at Currican Hall. No. You got to tell everybody watching exactly what happened. Don't skip the details. You're going to ease the onboarding of new fans so they can get invested and then follow the story from there. Tell a complete story. This last one won't surprise you if you've read my book, 7 Keys to Becoming a Better Performer. Before you close your promo, you've got to introduce the element of uncertainty. Serialized pro wrestling is open loop storytelling. It creates an open loop narrative in the mind of the viewer. And that means through the words that you speak and the way that you convey them, you must spark these questions in their mind. What happens next in the story, and how will the story end? That keeps people engaged. So if you make the finish of the match or the outcome of the story a foregone conclusion in the way that you speak, you're closing the loop, and that loop needs to stay open, otherwise people check out. Make sure to introduce an element of uncertainty so people want to watch all the way to the end. If you enjoyed today's video, I have a whole playlist here on the channel that's all about cutting promos. And if there's a video you'd like to see here on the channel, drop me a suggestion down below in the comments. Appearing on screen right now is a link to my Patreon. Help me toward my goal of 100 patrons this year. Keep till we make it a weekly channel. And there's that playlist I alluded to all about cutting better promos so you can keep on learning.